GK Kids.
The story of the poor man's magical chili tree. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a poor farmer named Ramu. His life was filled with poverty and hardships, but he was hardworking and honest. His wife, Meera, and their two small children, Suman and Chandu, stood by him through all his problems. Ramu had only a small piece of land, where he tried to grow crops every year, but for many years, bad weather and bad luck were not on his side. Ramu prayed to God every day for his luck to change and for his children's future to improve. But one year, there was no rain in the village. Ramu's crops began to wither, and all his hard work was wasted. He sat in despair, thinking his family would starve. He had no more options and felt utterly helpless. One day, as Ramu sat near his field, looking up at the sky and weeping over his sorrows, a mysterious old man approached him. The old man had a kind smile on his face and a sparkle in his eyes. He wore simple, worn-out clothes, but there was something unusual about the bag he carried over his shoulder. The old man came up to Ramu and asked, "Son, why are you so troubled?" Ramu looked at him and, in a sorrowful voice, replied, "Baba, I have nothing left. This year, there was no rain, and my crops have failed. I don't know how I will feed my children." The old man listened carefully and then smiled softly. "Help can come to you, son," the old man said. "I am giving you some seeds. These are no ordinary seeds. These are magical chili seeds. Plant them in your field and take care of them every day. Within a few days, you will see your luck change." Ramu stared at the old man in disbelief. He could not believe that magical seeds could solve his problems. But in his dire situation, he was willing to try anything. He took the seeds from the old man and returned to his field. The next morning, Ramu planted the magical seeds in his small field. Every day, he watered them and took care of them. Within a few days, Ramu was astonished to see a large, lush tree growing. The tree was extraordinary, and bright red chilies hung from its branches. These chilies were so shiny that Ramu's eyes gleamed with wonder. He had never seen such beautiful chilies. Ramu thought he could sell the chilies in the market and earn some money. He picked a few chilies and brought them home to show his wife, Meera. "Meera, look. These chilies are so bright. We can sell them and earn some money," Ramu said excitedly. Meera nodded in agreement, equally amazed by the sight. Before heading to the market, Ramu decided to taste one of the chilies to see how it was. As soon as he took a small bite of the chili, he felt a strange surge of power in his body. Suddenly, he realized that whatever he wished for was coming true. He thought, "I wish my broken heart would turn into a beautiful house." And in an instant, his hut transformed into a proper house. Ramu was stunned. He understood that these chilies were not ordinary, they held real magic. Ramu told his wife, Meera, about this. At first, Meera didn't believe him, but when she ate a chili herself, and her wishes also began to come true, she too was astonished. Now, they both began to think about how to use this magic wisely. Ramu and Meera realized that their poverty had ended, but they did not let greed overcome them. They knew that misusing this magic would be wrong. Ramu decided that he would use the chilies only to fulfill his basic needs and to help those who were in genuine need. In the village, there were many people struggling with poverty and hardships. Some had no food to eat, and others were sick with no money for treatment. Ramu and Meera decided to help all of them. Anyone who came to them in need, Ramu would give them a chili, and their problems would disappear. There was a widow named Geeta in the village who had no food and had to watch her children go to bed hungry every night. Ramu gave her one chili, and the next day, her house was filled with grain and food. The villagers were grateful and admired Ramu's generosity and kindness. A few days later, some wealthy villagers heard about Ramu's magical chilies. Overcome with greed, they began to think that if they could get the chilies, they could become even richer. The village head, who was already wealthy, came to Ramu and tried to tempt him. "Ramu, give me one of your chilies, and I will give you a lot of money," the village head said. Ramu understood that greed and selfishness could destroy the magic of the chilies. He refused to give the village head a chili and said, "These chilies are only for those who truly need them. If you use them out of greed, their magic will disappear." The village head did not understand and left in anger. Slowly, word of Ramu's magical chili tree spread throughout the village. People began to admire Ramu for his honesty, truthfulness, and generosity. Ramu never misused the chilies but always helped those in need. Because of him, poverty in the village began to vanish. Whoever ate a chili, their wishes came true, and their problems were solved. Soon, there was no hunger or poverty left in the village. Every home was filled with happiness. People began helping each other, and a new sense of energy spread throughout the village. Ramu's family also prospered. His children now went to a good school, and his wife Meera began helping other women in the village. Ramu had learned an important lesson. The real magic doesn't lie in greed but in doing good deeds with a pure heart. He had shown through his hard work and honesty how one should use a miracle properly. His tree became a symbol of hope in the village, and people began to draw inspiration from his story. Ramu had learned the greatest lesson of his life: true prosperity and happiness don't come from wealth but from helping others and working with a sincere heart. Moral: stay away from greed and selfishness, and use what you have to help others with the right intentions. That is the true magic and the path to prosperity.